What up, y'all? Welcome to Double D's Texas Barbecue. Support your local pit masters. On this video, I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the barbecue business, kind of like starting up like locally and cooking in bulks. But to begin the story, basically, when I got laid off in February of 2020, right when the pandemic happened and everything, I purchased an Old Country Brazos, and we started cooking off of that. And we were making like 30, 40 sandwiches, me and my wife, and she would make the potato salad. And so I got a little sense of, going to the some restaurant supply stores, things you might need and stuff like that. As the weeks came by, we started getting more and more customers. And so we started thinking of ways to make our food look more desirable, more professional, separate ourselves from other people, just little things by like getting those red little napkin things you put in the container. They're not napkins, but like little red paper thingies. They look real pretty. So stuff like that. We had actually got lucky and blessed with a customized pit from my father's friend. And so while I was cooking on the Brazos, granted, this is the first time I'm cooking on an offset while I'm selling to people, which I recommend practicing a lot first. This man was building our custom pit, so that was in the works. So one thing to me that the first thing was important was I was always advertising even before I started to sell barbecue. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to sell barbecue. So every time I cooked, whether it be at home or, at my father's house, I would record and post on Facebook, Instagram, and just show people the food. I think it's easy to like say that you're going to sell barbecue and stuff like that on social media. Those are my birds. But a lot of people don't get to see what you're about. They don't get to see the actual food. So what I did was I created food porn. I made sure I was cooking every weekend that everyone saw the food. I made sure it was appealing, and I made sure I was getting better every time I cooked. So let's fast forward a little bit to when I got my customized pit. It took a while to understand it. I'm still learning it, but I got it down pretty much now. So we started building, smoking in bulks. So we started smoking more briskets. So 1 to 2 briskets, it's pretty simple. But when you start to get to 6 or 9 or 10 or 12 briskets, it gets a little more trickier. When you put more food in a pit, it's going to take longer. You have to be careful about like the heat. You don't want to burn stuff. You want to rotate things around to make sure they get cooked evenly. A lot of factors like that played in there. And so that's something you're just going to have to learn by experience. The person that I think is good to look at is Dash. It's SNN something on YouTube. He does a lot of stuff with catering. So he helped a lot as far as me getting knowledge on, the catering stuff. I bought 2 Cambros. Those are great warmers. Those are great to travel with. I mean, they kept my briskets warm depending on when you put the brisket inside them for like hours, 6 hours, 5 hours. And if you put multiple briskets, they all are going to keep each other warm. The next thing that I had experienced is I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy this wood from the stores. I'm going to buy it from a wood yard. So my inexperienced butt goes to a wood yard, I go buy a crap load of wood, and then guess what? It was green wood. So if you don't know what green wood is, it's wood that's not all the way seasoned yet. So whenever you cut down a tree, whatever, it might have about 50% to 60% of water inside of it. It could be higher, I don't know. Y'all loud, y'all need to shut up. So anyways, and then whenever you barbecue with wood, you want it to be about 20%, really about 15% of water inside that wood. Okay? So I bought it. I was about to cook that night, and when I was using it or trying to start the fire, it was just sizzling like, and then you see nothing but water. the logs were dense and they were like that small, they were real heavy, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So it was from someone from the Barbecue Brotherhood, Joe Barbosa, Black Hole Barbecue. Check him out, man. He was like, you got green wood, and so that's when I started learning more about wood. So that's when I took the time to learn more about wood. So you got your kill dry wood, which you're gonna find at the stores. Those are chemically aged. They burn a little faster, and then you got your naturally seasoned wood at the wood yards, which have 6 months to a year of just sitting there. And they call it seasoned because whenever it's there, it's going through. There's like what, a certain amount of seasons in a year, so it's getting seasoned. So yeah, that's one thing I would recommend is learning good wood and using good wood. If you use natural wood, you're gonna get a good smoke on it. I don't know the difference of how better of a smoke, but definitely it's great to invest. If you're trying to do your own thing, go to a wood yard, get some good wood, get a water meter if you're new to it, which I have. And to make sure it's about 20%, so you're not getting ripped off. Learn what's a cord and all that stuff, so you're not getting ripped off, because there's people ripping off people everywhere. Another thing that I figured that I had to do, since I wanted to do my own thing, my own business, is if you're gonna be legit, you gotta make your own sausage. I mean, plain and simple. I was buying the sausage from HEB, which it was good. People love it. But I have to do my own thing. I have to. Like, if you want to be legit, you got to do your own thing. So I'm in the process of making my own sausage. Warmers are a factor. You can invest in a heat warmer, or you can stick with the Cambros. I'm investing in a heat warmer I found at Marketplace. So that's going to help keep my stuff in there, keep it warm for a couple hours, and keep it hot, so when the people come and get it, they get some good food. And I recommend, another thing is relationships. So if you are planning to be in your own business, you can't be that quiet person all the time. You're going to have to develop relationships with people. It's very important to have good customer service. When I mean good customer service, I do not mean giving everybody cheap prices. Look, do not cater to cheap people. The cheap people can go buy cheap food somewhere else. You are producing quality barbecue with passion, and if they don't want to pay for the food, let them go. Good barbecue, good people will follow good barbecue, and they will pay good money for it. Okay? That doesn't mean rip off people. It just means that they'll pay for good quality. You got to make sure that you find out what kind of meat quality you want, whether you want to use, select, choice, prime Angus, or something like that. Like, it just depends on what you think you want to sell, how little you care, or how much you care as far as the details in your food and everything. It matters. There's a lot of people that are willing to give advice. Maybe some old school guys are real picky and they want to keep secrets and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people willing to give good advice. Look at these YouTube channels. I chat with a lot of people on Instagram that are very nice and just give me their 2 cents, or they're answering my question that I asked. It can be simple stuff. But back to building relationships. It's important that you talk to people and you advertise yourself, and you're constantly just reaching out to new people. The scariest thing was cooking for someone and letting them try my food. And that feeling of, like, if they're going to be like, hey, it wasn't that great, of giving their honest opinion, is terrible. It's a scary feeling. But if you don't take that leap of faith, you're never going to know. So just get those oscars, or those jittery feelings out, and just go with it. Take your failures as learning situations, and make sure you really take advice from people that critique your food. Not people that talk mess about it, people that critique it. People that are going to say, look, it could use this or it can use that probably, stuff like that. There's people that are going to hate no matter what because you're trying to start something new and they might be jealous or mad. But to be honest with you, just don't focus on those people. They're not any worries. Focus on the people that are willing to support you. And my main goal always when cooking is not to just have someone come and buy my food. It's to have someone come and buy it and want to come back. Because anyone can come buy it because they just want to try it out. But when they come back, that's a good thing. Okay? Or when they're requesting you to cook again. Consistency is important. Is having the same results every time. There have been situations, I should have recorded it, but I didn't, where I cooked 9 briskets on Christmas Eve. And the weather was terrible, but we had planned for it, so we had made a tent, and I'll post a picture right now. But we had posted we made this weird tent, and then it rained hard, the wind was terrible, but we planned for the situation, and the food came out good, thank God. So everyone got their briskets on Christmas Eve, and they enjoyed it. Another thing is, guys at barbecue, they bust their ass. People that have their businesses, hats off to y'all. It's a lot of work. And I don't have a business yet. I'm just doing like locally. So I don't even probably do half the stuff y'all do. And I know it's hard work. So be prepared to stay up a lot of hours to bust your ass when you cook. And make sure to balance yourself out as far as like family time and cooking. There's times where I was so tired, like especially on holidays, that's when I cook a lot because people request it. And I don't want to, but it's like I got to. And, you know, by the time I'm done giving everyone's order, let's just say Easter, I was ready to go home and sleep, but it was Easter. So I went to go spend time with my family. Prepare early. If you're going to make a big cook on Saturday, you better start on Monday buying your wood, or if you already have it, chopping your wood, or if it's already chopped, just getting things ready to make your day a lot more, or night a lot more easier Saturday. I promise you won't regret preparing early. I was lazy at first and doing stuff last minute, and that's bad. You want to be the type of guy that prepares early. So on Saturday, when you say at a certain time everything's going to be ready, it's time. It's ready. I've seen a lot of people on my Facebook posts, and they change their times. And I'm like, yeah, you just weren't prepared, and that happens. Give yourself extra time. Believe me, especially with barbecue, you're going to need it. But that's a little bit of the story. I'm always going to be Double D's Texas Barbecue because it's my wife, Denise, and my name is Daniel. But there's another Double D's out there in Florida. And, so all hats off to them. I hope they do good. I know they have a business out there. But I decided to stick with my family name. I think it's important. We're going to incorporate Hispanic food on the sides or maybe the main dishes. And so I wanted to do a Tex-Mex thing. So, I don't know if you can read it or if it's backwards, but it's Zavala's Tex-Mex Barbecue. And I saw that for a future as a restaurant. And so that's why I wanted to name it that. I wanted to stick with my roots. And I believe that sounds more of like a restaurant name in the future. And I do see a restaurant in the future because I am going to make sure I bust my butt to get where I need to be. Y'all, if you're small or even if you're mediocre right now or big, don't give up. Don't give up. It's hard, but don't give up. Just keep working hard, man, at it. Don't let your failures get to you. Don't let what people say get to you. If you need to work a job and do it on the weekend, that's cool, man. Just don't give up on your dream if that's your dream. I think I commented on Ronnie Killen's post. I said, man, a pit master, you a legend. and he said something like, "Not yet. I'm still going hard at it. Like I'm still not done." And that's the mentality that I love, is that he's not settling for where he's at. He's striving for more. So that being said, man, I'm gonna keep pushing. Some of my videos are gonna be more of like catering, or you'll see more brisket stuff, same stuff. And when I have time barbecuing at home, I'll do different stuff. But wish me luck, please. I thank y'all for the support. I just wanted to give a little bit of advice on what I figured out. And thank you to everyone that's always given me advice. I appreciate it. But yeah, good luck to everyone out there.